Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and the Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik on both the states' preparedness for the super cyclone Amphan. The cyclone is expected to make a landfall in West Bengal tomorrow. The Home Minister told the Chief Ministers that the states must convey to the centre if any additional help is needed. Let me bring in my colleague Nikunj Garg, who is joining me on the phone line with further updates on this. Nikunj, can you take us through the details of that conversation that happened between the Home Minister and the Chief Ministers of both the states, the West Bengal and Odisha, when we know that the cyclone Amphan has intensified into a super cyclone?
Well, yes, the Home Minister has spoken and Home Minister has assured both the states that the central government is taking all possible steps to ensure that there is enough relief workers, rescue vehicles and rescue operation management cadre there on the ground where the cyclone is likely to make the landfall between India and Bangladesh. But he's also requested the state chief ministers that if there is any specific requirement, they can straight away dial the Union Home Minister and they can ask for any specific requirements that their state governments might have in such a situation, because they are the first responders and central assistance will be provided at all costs for whatever reasons they ask for. So quite clearly, very generously, Home Minister dialing up both the chief ministers and requesting them that despite central government's best possible effort, if there is a lacuna or if there is any additional requirement or need that the states feel as first responders to the disaster, they should not hesitate even wee bit and dial up the Home Minister asking that required assistance, and that assistance would be provided by the Ministry of Home Affairs.
All right, Nikunj, appreciate you joining us and bringing us those updates. Let's get you more updates now on this again regarding the super cyclone Amphan. Now, Cabinet Secretary has called a high-level meeting of the National Crisis Monitoring Committee today to further review the preparedness of the NDRF and the Defence Forces as Bengal and Odisha brace for the impact of the super cyclone Amphan. Additionally, the coastal areas in Odisha and West Bengal are currently planning to evacuate the 11 lakh people as the super cyclone is expected to make a landfall tomorrow. Now, 37 NDRF teams have also been deployed in these two states. However, the IMD has said that the super cyclone will weaken gradually. However, extensive damage can be expected in at least 6 of the districts in the state of West Bengal.
The Amphan cyclone has intensified rapidly during past 24 hours, and it is a super cyclonic storm. It has got associated wind speed of about 230 kilometers per hour. It has started moving northeastwards. We are expecting that it will cross West Bengal and adjoining Bangladesh coast between Digha and Hatia Island.
सत्रह टीमें बंगाल में तैनात हो जाएंगी, डिप्लॉय हो जाएंगी एक्चुअल ग्राउंड पर, और 13 टीमें उड़ीसा में, 30 टीमें टोटल डिप्लॉय हो जाएंगी, और 7 टीम स्टैंड बाय में उड़ीसा में और 4 टीम स्टैंड बाय बंगाल में, 11 टीमें स्टैंड बाय में रहेंगी. मेरे हिसाब से ये पर्याप्त संख्या है, लेकिन इसके लिए भी तैयारी है कि अगर ज़रूरत पड़े तो पड़ोसी राज्यों में से और दूसरे बटालियन दूसरे जगह जो देश में हैं वहाँ से 6 बटालियन में 4-4 टीमें तैनात रखी गई हैं, तैयार हालत में रखी गई हैं.
Let me bring in my colleague Ayushman for further updates on this. Ayushman, we know that the cyclone Amphan has intensified into a super cyclonic storm. What have been the kind of predictions that are coming in from the IMD at this point? And also, what precautions have been advised to both the states?
Apurva, if you see currently, the Union Home Minister Amit Shah has spoken to both West Bengal Chief Minister and Odisha Chief Minister regarding the preparedness and has extended all kind of support that will be needed from center. We know for the fact that you were listening to the NDRF DG. Teams have been placed. The orange alert has been given. That means the teams are on alert. All those people and families who are there residing in the coastal belts, they have been taken to these shelter homes, cyclone shelter homes, and the non-Pakka house people who are there residing, they have also been taken to the safer places. currently, the evacuation of people from the coastal belt is the most important thing that has to take place before the landfall is there. It has the wind speed has increased. It has intensified
Okay.
for sure. Said that, Apurva, but the states have been told to prepare for it, and not just the national disaster relief NDRF teams are there, but also state relief teams are also there. And we have seen that evacuation has started from the coastal belts, and in the coming 24 hours, we are expecting the landfall.
Also, Ayushman, what is currently the status of evacuation, especially in both these coastal states of West Bengal and Odisha? How many people so far have been evacuated?
Well, Apurva, if you see currently, we have been told from Odisha, the coastal belt coastal belt districts of Baleshwar, Puri, and also Jharsuguda, and all those areas. The evacuation is taking place. Yesterday night, the police officials and state relief officials went, and all those people have been shifted to the government buildings who are there residing on the seashore. And similar has the situation there been in Bengal as well. So there is no right now the number hasn't been given as the overall number hasn't been given by the state officials as to what is the evacuation. We tried to get in touch with the state officials. They said that the currently they are in the process of evacuating all those people who are there residing on the sea belts, and currently they are expecting somewhere around 10 to 11 lakh people alone in Odisha will be evacuated and be shifted in the government buildings.
Also, Ayushman, what is the prediction coming in as far as the IMD is concerned regarding the super cyclone Amphan? When is it likely to weaken its course?
Apurva, what we know so far is tomorrow the landfall will be there, and for that if you see the wind speed in both the states, because it is in Bay of Bengal, in both the states, the wind speed will increase. And it has indeed started increasing. And once it comes to the coastal belt, we can expect currently the wind speed is somewhere above 150 kilometers, and the IMD is saying that it is currently in the severe category. Once it makes the landfall, it is expected that somewhere the speed would be around 180 to 185 kilometers.
All right. Also, Ayushman, we know that this is perhaps the second super cyclone over the Bay of Bengal ever since the 1999 Odisha cyclone. What is the extent of damage that is expected out of the super cyclone tomorrow?
Well, Apurva, if you see currently, if you notice the speed, in fact, the 1999 it has the speed has gone past the magnitude of super cyclone of 1999, and currently the officials are saying that the less damage can be seen. That is why the evacuation process has begun. If you see the situation right now, almost everything, not just the human but also the livestock from the coastal belts have been told to be removed from there, and the officials are mitigating the plan so that minimum loss to livelihood and also minimum loss to properties can be seen here.
All right.
But of course, it will all depend upon the landfall that takes place.
All right, Ayushman, appreciate you joining us and giving us all those updates. Let me also bring in Mr. G.P. Sharma, the Vice President of the Meteorology at the SkyMet Weather Services. Mr. Sharma, many thanks for speaking to us and taking time out. First of all, if you can help us understand, when we say that Cyclone Amphan has intensified into a super cyclonic storm, what does that mean, and which are the areas that are currently worst affected because of this cyclone?
Yes, it's a rare distinction, this Amphan becoming a super cyclone. This feat has been achieved first time after the Odisha cyclone in 1999. That was one storm which had winds in excess of 260 kilometers per hour. And then now super cyclone Amphan, which is there in the central parts of the bay, we can say, Bay of Bengal. And then it's punched with the speeds of almost to the tune of about 240, 250 kilometers per hour, in gusts even exceeding that also. But then you see, the satellite imagery, the cloud configuration, now it shows that it has slightly weakened. It may not be a super cyclone now, but it has been still graded as extremely severe cyclonic storm. It happens because of a little cooler waters. If it enters or so, it loses its intensity a bit. It was expected also. So it's a super cyclone status is over now. It's an extremely severe cyclonic storm, and it's going to retain the status for the next almost about 24 hours till about tomorrow 4 noon hours. Only before it crosses the coast, the landfall, which I expect to be sometime late afternoon, evening, tomorrow, it could be anything between 3 o'clock and some 6 o'clock in the evening. Exact will be known a little later. So that's the time it's going to make a landfall. And somewhere between Digha and Hatia of Bangladesh, that is the place which is likely to make a landfall. In association with this now, when it moves ashore or past the Orissa coast, some stations like from Puri, Paradip, Balasore, Chandbali, inside stations like Jajpur, Jagat Singh, Kendrapada, all these stations, they can experience good amount of rainfall, strong winds also, but not having extreme some damaging potential.
Okay.
The coastal parts of West Bengal, yes, starting with Diamond Harbour, Sagar Island, Kontai, and then even Nandigram, Haldia, and then moving inside also, even the capital city, Kolkata, Midnapur, 24 South Pargana, they will have heavy rains. But then the coastal belt, obviously, they need to be a little more watchful. Winds in excess of 120 to about 150 kilometers per hour expected at the time of landfall. After making a landfall, yes, it weakens rapidly, but then it's an extremely powerful cyclone. We need to have exercise a lot of caution because it is carrying damaging potential. Yes, all whatever we have in store needs to be put in place to face the calamity. Yes, please.
So, Mr. Sharma, in that case, tomorrow when it makes the landfall, when the super cyclone makes the landfall, can we expect perhaps a reduction in the intensity of the cyclone? And what could be perhaps the possible damage expected out of the super cyclone, and when can it weaken eventually?
Yes, you can expect it. As I said, you see, the proximity of the coast, we call the term as an entrainment. Entrainment means dry air from the land that starts entering the system and takes its little punch slightly. But still, at the time of crossing also, most likely it should be at not below the very severe cyclone storm status. Very severe cyclone also means winds in excess of 120 kilometers, 20, 30 kilometers per hour or so. Okay, so because the rugged terrain, it erodes the sharp feature of the cyclone when it reaches closer to the land. So that's what happens. It's not in this case only, other times also. Okay, but then it goes without saying the storm will continue to be very powerful and possibly sometime late in the afternoon and evening. That is the time. You see, with this much of damaging potential, what I say is, in any case, any kacha structures or so, any rooftops which are with tin or something loose objects, they have a tendency to fly away. The weaker structures and all, they can demolish also. They can get collapsed also. It is of that nature. And then, since the storm surge is going to be very high, it's going to be, I think, the moon condition also is favorable for having high tides. The combination of these two is going to inundate the areas, low-lying areas. Flash floods is likely. Extreme, high-speed winds. And on top of that, we know we are in the lockdown. We are in the COVID-19. Maintaining physical distances in case of evacuation of the people will be required. Okay, so that's going to make the things a little difficult. Yes.
All right, Mr. G.P. Sharma, many thanks for speaking to us with your perspective and helping us understand this cyclone better. Let's now shift focus and get you more updates now, more ground reports that is coming in from the national capital. Now, the DTC buses have been made operational in the national capital.